All right, good morning. This is a meeting of the Wellfleet Housing Authority, Thursday, May 5th at 10 o'clock, and it's being recorded on Zoom, and we have a quorum present. First on the agenda are our minutes of April 7th, and then our short meeting of April 26th. I think I can share the longer minutes. Let's see here. Okay, these are our minutes of April 7th. Anybody see any additions or corrections? In that case, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of April 7th?
So moved.
Sarah, is there a second?
Second.
Gary, second. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
4-0, thank you. I'm going to stop the share. I don't think I put the short minutes up of our April 24th meeting, but I will read them to you. This was the Housing Authority meeting of April 26, 2022. A motion to provide a support letter for the POA CDP project eligibility letter to DHCD, approved 4-0. We adjourned at 10:10 a.m. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 26th?
Sure. Yes.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, 4-0, great. Okay, I put the Homeless Prevention Council contract on our agenda because we didn't really have an up-to-date contract with them, although we had paid for our annual service, the administration service back in November. And they did submit a new contract. It's a bit simplified, just indicating that, let's see, they make all the payments and we reimburse them. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at it, or if you have any comments. This is it. And it's really it's backdated because that was when the old contract basically expired. But since the last contract to this contract, we did agree back in December to merge the rental assistance and the emergency rental assistance funds. And then we did get approval from the town to have us reimburse homeless prevention instead of having to put in the warrants. So that is very simply reflected in this contract under the invoicing. Anybody have any comments or questions about this? Richard? Oh, you're muted, Richard. Really scary. Richard, I think you're muted.
You got it now?
Yeah, did we lose Gary?
Somehow I found I couldn't find the unmute thing with the screen share. I would just like to comment that the whole application administration thing has been really streamlined and I think a lot more effective and efficient. And I just want to say that out loud.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've lost Gary, unfortunately. I'm going to stop the screen share just in case that's a problem here.
Okay.
No, yeah, no, he got bounced off somehow, I think. We'll wait till he comes back on just to approve that me signing the contract and sending it back to them. While we're waiting, Richard, any updates on any differences in rental assistance clients?
No, things are as they were last month. And there was one client's a family in the pipeline. I don't know that that's moved anywhere in the last couple of weeks. And it was a matter of their complying with what they needed to do. But I will be checking again with Maggie and I'll let you know.
Okay, great. All right, and you know what, really can't move too far ahead without Gary for votes and bills and things like that. So,
Well, Elaine, could we get the language of this? What are we doing? A motion to approve your signing the contract?
a motion, I would say a motion to approve the HPC contract dated November 21st to October 2022.
Okay. Well, I'll second that motion. And when it's on the table when Gary gets back.
Okay, yeah, because he may have a little something to say about it. So I'd like to hold it. We can do some updates we can go down to some of the project updates while we're waiting. Okay. 95 Lawrence Road. Apparently the town just got a letter that the town was awarded $2.7 million for the wastewater system at 95 Lawrence.
Oh, that's great.
I know,
much?
it's
How much, Elaine?
2.7 million.
Wow.
Wow, it looks like it's ARPA funding. And it was, we had submitted a Mass Works grant, the town submitted a Mass Works grant for that amount, but we didn't get that Mass Works grant. But it then went into the pipeline, apparently, for this money. So I would expect there'll be some news about that soon, but Gary and I were in a short working session with Ryan Curley yesterday, and he told us that and sent off the letter announcing it, which is really quite fantastic. That's over $5 million in grants for 95 Lawrence so far.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, really, just great. Yeah, yeah. I know that the CDP, which is one of the developers along with POA, has started to reach out to individuals in town to have a kind of one-on-one talk about ideas or thoughts about Lawrence Road. Have any of you been contacted by them by any chance?
No.
No.
Okay, I think they may be working. Gary says he can't seem to get back in. Why would that be?
that happened to me once at a meeting where I just kept getting bumped and I could just never figure it out why, you know what I mean? Like where I had the internet, I don't know. I guess it's
Elaine,
Yeah,
I don't know if this is a help, but when this happens, I log out and then I go to Zoom, join a meeting, and I do the, the numbers, the 929 number,
they
as
come.
opposed to the link.
Here
There
it
you
comes. Yep, there you go. Hi,
Was that just me or everyone?
and it was just you. We lost you.
It was very odd, Elaine. It kicked me off and then it asked me to reload the Zoom software, and then I had to put in the meeting and the passcode again.
That-
Don't know why.
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry. We just kind of did a few project update announcements while we were waiting for you.
Okay,
You
my
did.
apologies.
That's okay. No, it happens. We didn't, there was,
There's a motion on the floor, Gary, to approve the HPC contract dated 11/21/21 to 10/22/22.
Very good.
and I second it, but now discussion. Did you have anything you wanted to say about it, Gary?
No.
Okay, great. Okay, so we have a motion. All in favor, please raise your hand, say aye.
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 Aye, 4-0. Great, thank you. Okay, and Richard reported no new rental assistance clients at the moment. So we're on to bills and finances. Gary, do you have?
I only have one bill today for, and that's to pay Homeless Prevention Council in the amount of $1,865. And that is for the May rental assistance. $1,865.
So moved.
Sarah, second?
Second.
Second, great. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
4-0, good. Gary, I don't know if you got my email. I didn't send you anything about my bill for the Squarespace website.
Yeah, I think you'll have to, why don't you go ahead and just present that, Elaine?
Okay. Over the winter, as we were setting up our website, we had at Barbara Woodbury's recommendation, we did a business subscription to Squarespace for our new website and email. And of course, you could only do that with a credit card. So I did pay it, and I'll submit to Gary the paperwork needed for him to put in for reimbursement, but my request would be that I would be reimbursed $234.60 for our business subscription to Squarespace.
234.
$234.60.
60.
60.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Oh, Gary.
No, go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
4-0. Thank you.
Elaine, we had previously voted that you had the authority to spend that money,
Yeah, up to $1,000, I think.
$1,000. So
Right, yeah. They did, I just noticed when I printed out the invoice, they did charge sales tax. I don't know if the accounting office will like that or subtract it, but it's too late now. Gary, I might have to drop off paperwork to you. Do you submit everything electronically?
I still do, yes.
Okay, I'll ask
Sure.
Stephen if he can scan it. I don't want to I just want to submit the invoice. I don't want to submit anything from my credit card statement until they ask for it, because you have to black out numbers and stuff.
Yeah, honestly, Elaine, they won't process it unless you submit the,
Okay, so I just have to black out numbers and stuff.
but can I make a suggestion?
Mhm.
I've just put a piece of paper over the other ones and take a picture of it on your phone. And you can send it to me and then I can submit it.
Oh, okay,
Then you don't have to worry about blacking out.
okay,
So it just should have your name, your credit card, and your payment.
okay. All righty, thank you. Will do. Okay, next on the agenda is our contract with the Community Development Partnership. And I don't think I have that up on my screen. Oh, some things went away, but we're still sort of working off our original contract that was dated November 2020. It does have a clause that can be extended. Original contract said it wouldn't exceed $49,000, and we have actually in a year spent $28,185. So we definitely have funds available, and CDP has contacted us and asked us if we want to extend this contract. So that is up for discussion. I think at this point, it's probably the thing to do rather than having to re-advertise or anything like that. But we haven't really expended our agreement with them that it would be up to 49,000. I don't know if people think there's anything in it you want to change. And if you've had a chance to look at it.
Elaine, can we cancel at any time?
I'm not sure we can. Terminate. Party may terminate on 30 days notice at any time.
Great.
Gary and Elaine, you guys have done most of the meeting with them with those technical meetings and all that. And you, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you seem to have been pretty satisfied with the results of working with them. Is that fair to say?
I think it's fair to say. I think, there are things that need tightening up. We had talked about the buy down procedure and the repair issue, and really need to tighten those things up, which certainly can be done. And, I don't know if there's a way we can be using them more effectively, but I think, it's certainly been helpful along the way, for sure. What do you think, Gary?
I would agree. At some point, I think as we now have the trust, and we're getting into more and bigger projects. When you look at 95 Lawrence and also Maurice's, that the town or the housing community may have to look at hiring someone, if not full-time, at least dedicated, part-time.
Right.
And that's why I was asking about the cancellation. I don't know that we're there yet, but I also think we're moving along that path.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So my question would be, how do you want, is there any action we have to take, or do we just continue to go along with what it is we have?
I think we need to vote to extend the contract. Let me see if Andrea put in a date, because they're working on their fiscal year coming up.
While Elaine is looking at that, the other caveat but the other question I have is that Andrea has been terrific.
Yes.
But she is moving, I think, into a new role, and they've hired a new person. So it remains to be seen what's going to change.
Okay, they're asking if we would continue the contract through June 30th, 2023. So that would be my motion, that we approve extending our contract with the Community Development Partnership through June 30th, 2023. Is there a second?
Second,
Any more discussion on that?
Elaine, I just have one other question.
Mhm.
The buy down administration is done under the umbrella of this contract and not a separate contract for the buy down?
It's been done under this contract, yes. Yes, it's included in this contract.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
and Elaine, that was June 30th, 2023?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
4-0. Thank you. Okay. Next on the agenda are our recommendations for all the housing related articles on the town meeting coming up in June. I can share the screen, or I can just say what they are. See what you think. I'll just tell you what they are, and you can decide if you want to look at them on the screen. Article 28 is a community preservation article to transfer $35,000 into the Wellfleet Affordable Housing Trust. Any questions on that one?
No.
Okay, can we have a motion to recommend Article 28?
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 4-0. Okay, Article 29 is for another buy down with community preservation funds. The amount is $185,000. We originally were hoping for $215,000 to cover increasing costs, but there was a lot of competition for CPA funds this year, and so we felt it was okay to go back down to our 185. And
All right, Elaine, how do we word that recommendation? Is it a?
Recommend Article 29, community preservation funds for the buy down, $185,000 community preservation funds for the buy down. Probably should just be the title of the article. I could send them to you afterwards, Richard.
Okay, because
That's how I'll send it. I have to send the recommendations to Rebecca and Charlie right after our meeting. So
all right.
I'll copy you on that.
Okay, good. And I'll do that. All right.
Okay, so is there a motion to recommend Article 29?
So moved.
I'll second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
4-0. Great. I put Article 30. This is $20,000 in community preservation funds for the Lily House. I don't know if they necessarily need our recommendation, but I thought it wouldn't hurt to do it.
It is under the auspice of housing funds, so I think perhaps we should.
Right. Yeah.
We're going to vote on that.
Yeah. So is there a motion to recommend Article 30 Community Preservation Funds, $20,000 to the Lily House.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Gary. Any more discussion? Richard's working hard there. All in favor? Aye.
Richard, do you want me to just send you the warrant and you could just,
Sure.
okay, I'll send it to you after the meeting.
Thank you, Gary.
I'll send it to you right now. for that matter. I'm afraid to go off of here.
Yeah,
Article 31 is $7,500 in community preservation funds to the Lower Cape Housing Institute. This is CDP's annual roster of programs and events for serving all 8 towns. And I would move to recommend Article 31. Is there a
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next one, I don't know if we need to vote, is Article 36. It's bylaw amendments to the Wellfleet Affordable Housing Trust bylaw. Gary, do you think we need to vote on this?
Put it on my list too, Elaine. I don't know. It can't hurt. It can't hurt.
Yeah, right. Okay. So Article 36 is minor amendments to the Wellfleet Affordable Housing Trust bylaw as recommended by the Attorney General. So I would move to recommend Article 36. Is there a second?
Second.
Any more discussion on that one? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
4-0. Thank you. Okay. Article 45 is about the use of the community impact fee. This is the additional fee the town wants to collect on short-term rentals. And as far as I can understand it, Article 45 is just kind of explaining the use of it. Yeah, do you know anything more about that particular one, Gary? I can see, I do have.
No,
here.
article, so it's a little odd the way they have them.
Yeah, it's
46 and 47 are the tax itself and 45 is how we're going to use the money.
Right, yeah,
And it basically says that it's going to go into the trust and it into the housing trust.
mhm,
And some of it is restricted, if I remember correctly, 35% is restricted and 65% is unrestricted for housing.
right. I'm happy, I can send everybody the warrant too afterwards, or Gary, if you want to send it to everybody,
I'm happy to do that.
that will have all the background. Yeah,
Right.
really, 46 and 47 are asking for the town to vote a 3% community impact fee. One of them on investor-owned properties, investors that have 2 or more. That's Article 46. And Article 47 is on professionally managed ones, 3% community impact fee. These are on top of the fees the town is all, the short-term rental fees the town is already collecting. And the selectmen had originally decided to ask for 1%, but have gone back up to the 3% because basically the larger short-term rental fees that the town is collecting, you know, $800,000 to $1 million on short-term rentals for the foreseeable future, next few years, is going to be directly applied to the town budget to help with shortfalls. So
Wow.
none of it is coming, none of that is coming to housing in the next few years. So they really felt the community impact fee, collecting what we legally can to help benefit housing, was worth doing.
But just to put it, this is measured in tens of thousands,
Right. It's a
Not
much
hundreds.
smaller amount.
not hundreds of thousands. So
Yeah.
Elaine, did you say that this is only for rentals that are professionally managed, not for people that rent privately? I wasn't sure if I understood that correctly.
Article 46.
why
This
don't
for-
you put it up on the screen, or
uh,
and if you want.
I'll do screen share. Screen share. Oh, I have it down here. Let's see if I can get it up there. Okay. Okay, this was, so we haven't voted 45, 46, or 47 yet. I'll go back, I'll go ahead to 46. This one says professionally managed at the bottom, and does the next one say professionally managed
No,
too?
the difference between the two, Elaine, is one is for professionally managed and the other is for multifamily where they rent out.
Okay,
So there's no additional 3% tax for people that are renting short-term that aren't multifamilies or aren't handled professionally, like Airbnbs and things like that? And I should have read this all before, I apologize, but I'm just trying to understand.
This seems to apply to anyone, I think, renting more than one. I could be wrong about that.
Oh,
But
I see, more
two-
than one
two-
unit.
Two or more, two or
Okay.
more.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Yeah,
Did you find it, Elaine? I can.
Are you
it's
seeing
okay,
it?
if it applies to 2 or more properties, yeah.
Okay, so that's 46. And then 47. Okay,
I might lose you, but I'll send these out now.
okay, I got it now. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good that the selectmen are willing to bring this to the voters, and it could definitely be helpful.
There are other towns are doing, I think, that similar or the same.
Right. Yeah, yep. Okay, so do we feel we know enough to recommend Article 45? Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'm happy to second that. Any more discussion on Article 45? All in favor? Aye.
I,
4-0. Do we need this up anymore? Do you want?
I
we
don't,
haven't seen it,
we haven't seen it.
but it's okay. Gary, you said you can
You're
send it
not-
around
you're-
after.
You're
Right,
not, are you
I
not
have-
seeing?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, are you not seeing what I put up?
No.
Oh,
No,
yeah. Okay, well, then I get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I thought it was up there.
no, it's okay.
Okay, so 46 is the one on investor-owned properties, 2 or more, 3% community impact fee. Is there a motion to recommend?
Can I have a question first? Gary, help me out with investor-owned that term?
I'm not a lawyer, and I had wasn't involved with the drafting of this, but I think this is as opposed to own for your own use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Whether seasonal or not,
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I don't know if we have a motion yet on to recommend Article 46.
Elaine, were you putting them up or?
I thought I had, but something didn't show for some reason. So I don't think I can figure it out at this point. I should have put them in the list in the agenda. I think it was.
If you want to let me, can I share, Elaine?
I don't know. I'd have to make you.
Oh, never mind.
co-host.
Never mind. Don't worry.
Well, I can make you co-host. There, you're the co-host, Gary.
But it doesn't look like I can share.
Down the bottom, screen share. You hit screen share.
Oh, okay. Can you see this?
No.
No.
So you're gonna have to.
Maybe there's just a problem with the screen share option right now. If you guys both thought you were sharing.
Right, I see it now on my screen.
Yeah, I could see it on my screen too, but I don't know.
Okay, let's not worry about it.
Yeah, I could use a lesson in screen sharing.
Maybe we'll all
I mean,
go
when I
back
put
to in
stuff on-
person someday.
I mean, when I put it on my desktop to start with, then it's there. But when you have to find it during a meeting, I can't do it. But we'll send you all. Gary will send everybody the warrant, and you can take a look.
I did actually, I did actually pull out the housing related articles. Do
Uh-huh.
you want to just see those 36,
perfect.
35, 6, and 7, or you want to see the whole warrant?
I'm fine with just seeing the housing one, Gary. Thank you.
Okay, fine. I'll send them out.
All right. So Article 46 is the community impact fee of 3% on properties that people have 2 or more that they're renting short term. Is there a motion to recommend? I will move to recommend. Is there a second?
Second.
Gary? Any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Are you in favor, Gary?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to see if I can get it on the screen.
Okay, 4-0. And the final one, Article 47, is the 3% impact fee on multifamily units that have 3 or more in the owner's building.
So that's where one person owns a multifamily and they're renting at least 3 units in it? Is that the gist of it?
Can't remember if it's 3 or 2, more
Okay,
than
But more than one, so that's the idea on all of it.
more than
Gotcha.
one, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep, yeah. Okay, is there a motion to recommend Article 47?
Can I just answer Sarah's question?
Mhm.
In the explanation, Sarah, it just says within 2 or 3 family dwellings. So it doesn't mention anything about.
Oh, I see. So if you own a multifamily and you're renting out some portion of it, then you would be subject to this added tax. Whereas if it was a single family
Correct,
You would not.
correct. That's my reading of it.
That's interesting.
I know Ryan estimated, I don't know if it was between these two, that there were about 150 properties that might fit this into these two categories.
Mhm.
All right. Do we
And-
have a motion to recommend Article 47? I will
So-
move it. Is there a second?
Second,
Any more discussion? I mean, are people kind of on the fence about this, or just the understanding it is the
yeah,
bigger issue?
I think understanding it, and also to me, it seems, I guess I wish I was familiar with it before, just in terms of, if somebody, I guess I think to make a distinction between people that are, running as a business, many properties as an investment, I think there is probably a community impact there, like that seems appropriate. If it's somebody with a multi-family that then gets treated differently than somebody renting one single family. I guess that's that, that I'm in the business, so we've seen people balk and not rent things because of our fees, or not our fees as a real estate company. I mean, people be priced out of places that they've rented for years, you know what I mean? Not, people that save up every year for their 1 week or whatever, you know what I mean? So this, I guess I just wish I understood it a little better, whether it's something that goes across the board or whether there's room for individual property owners to struggle, you know what I mean? I guess that was my question.
Mhm.
And I don't understand it enough yet, so.
We
that's
we
all.
could hold our recommendation on this until town meeting.
For the multifamily one, I wish I could just see the language. I could probably pull it up online, right?
I'm gonna try to send it to you right now.
Okay, let me try to pull it up on my computer. It's more, but in answer to your question, Elaine, it's more just wanting to understand it. That's all. I should have read it prior and I haven't, so.
Okay, well, let's hold off on, let's give you time to look at that. I hear what you're saying, for sure.
Yeah, it's just wanting to understand what the actual provision is and how it might work for individual people, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Let me see. I don't know if I can. I
let
try
me see,
screen share again,
Gmail.
and I try mail. Oh. Oh.
It's okay. I'm going to, I think it's fine to go ahead and I can look at it afterwards. I was more just, like I said, trying to understand it, and that's on me to not have looked at it before.
Mhm. Well,
Sarah,
yeah. Go ahead,
I
Gary.
just sent it to you,
Oh, okay, good.
so you may be.
Was that me? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm happy to wait on this one too, Sarah. We can vote next month and report it at town meeting. We don't have to send it ahead of time.
Okay,
Yeah, let's wait on that. one. Okay,
Are we waiting on all of them now or just this? Which one are we waiting on? I'm sorry.
I just was curious about the language in the last one about the multifamilies. It seemed like the first one was about,
Professionally managed, yeah.
yeah, an investment properties where there's a number of things being rented. So I just was curious to look at the language on the other one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
One caveat. The description in the town article doesn't have any legal standing.
Right.
It's the motion itself.
Right.
So it's tricky. You have to really read it.
And I'm not a lawyer anyway.
Right.
You're saying.
I just, right.
You're
So
saying I'm not
when
gonna
they have-
understand it any.
right, when they have quote unquote professionally managed, I don't know what that means, but
Yeah,
I mean, if you want Sarah to talk to Ryan, he's the
Yeah,
one that
go ahead.
drafted these, so.
oh yeah, actually, that would be awesome. I am curious to just understand it better.
Yeah, I think I can understand in your business too, especially you'd want to know,
so Sarah, would you prefer that we go back? I guess we already voted on them.
We already voted on
No, I'm
40
okay with that. I really was.
45 and 46.
Yeah. That's, no, absolutely. I think we do recommend, right?
Okay,
So we're holding on 47.
right,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, we did have, it was moved and seconded. Do we have to agree to?
Let me just look at what Gary sent me. It's really, let me just see if it came
Let's-
through.
We'll go on, while you're looking, Sarah, we'll kind of do a
Yeah,
couple.
perfect. Gary, did you send it to Gmail or Ravis? Do you know?
Ravis.
Huh.
Would you prefer
Okay.
Gmail?
No, it didn't pop up yet, but sometimes it takes a minute. I got it. Okay, you guys go ahead. I'm just gonna read this for 1 second.
I put buy down repairs on the agenda because we were having some trouble getting the bill for the energy audit paid by the town accountant, but that has been settled. But the repairs associated with the buy down are something we really want to firm up for our next one. But that's all I have to say about that, unless you have anything else, Gary.
So this had to do with the definition of what a buy down is. The town accountants took the position that the buy down referred only to the amount of the initial award and not as including necessary repairs, which we have done for the previous 8. And so we clarified the language in the buy down article that's going before town meeting in June to include the amount of the reduction in the purchase price plus necessary repairs.
Right, even though our application and our CPA grant mentioned repairs, the vote at town meeting on the buy down did not. And, because accounting is going so carefully through everything, they felt that that was a problem, but we did meet and they did agree to pay this bill. So. Any questions about that? Okay, so we're down to project updates. As part of the updates, I wanted to request that we send a letter to Barbara Woodbury, thanking her for her pro bono work to develop our new website and hopefully have all 3 groups sign it. And I did a sort of quick draft that I would love anybody to wordsmith it further if you want, but.
I thought it looked great, Elaine.
Yeah, it was great.
I read it and thought it was great, Elaine.
Yeah, I did too.
I'd like to move that we send the thank you letter to Barbara Woodbury.
As drafted by Elaine,
Excellent.
if you don't mind.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, great. Any more discussion? Gary, it's gonna take it to the partnership this afternoon and the trust meets on Monday. So we will send it off after that. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
4-0. Great, thank you.
Elaine,
Yeah,
with respect to the website, are you the person that is for the time being, or is that the CDP? Who is managing the website going forward?
yeah. I mean, right now I am getting the email. I access the email with our new info at wellfleethousing.org. And Belinda and I talked at our CDP meeting about finding ways to make sure it can be shared. as we had been doing, where she really was the first person to respond unless she felt, she contacted one of us that felt it was more appropriate for us to respond. And at the moment, Barbara Woodbury is willing to put up new information right now, but we will, I mean, I think maybe talking with CDP about them being more active in doing that, clarifying.
Just
that.
to net, for now, we should send, if we have stuff, we should send it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And as part of that, let's see, Lawrence Road, we talked about, Gary, I told him about the grant that Ryan had told us
Terrific.
to get.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Amazing.
That was
Yeah.
wonderful.
The grant we got to do our new housing production plan is the scope of work. We have a list of about 6 or 8 people to send it to, but Rebecca roughly is on off right now, moving. And so she wanted to wait to send it out until she got back so that any emails that were coming in, she wouldn't miss. So I'm sorry it's getting a little delayed, but she has had such a time getting settled here that I'm happy she's taking the time to move and get settled. So as soon as she gets back, that'll be going out.
I'd just like to comment that she couldn't find a house in Wellfleet.
Yeah. The Maurice's campground, things are moving along. The select board at Ryan's request has formed 5 working groups to work on the due diligence between now and town meeting. Should it be approved at town meeting, then a new committee will be formed to really talk about what will be going there. But the due diligence right now is to give the town the information they need to make a decision about the purchase. The one group is like assessing the infrastructure and what's already there and sort of documenting what's there. And our DPW director, Jay Norton, is leading the charge on that. And he is a licensed engineer. That's great. As our new town administrator coming in is also a licensed engineer. So we have some expertise working there. There's one working group that's going to be addressing septic issues. Gary and I are on a group working to look into how to finance the purchase, looking at what sources might be available. There's a group that's working on sort of a financial analysis of the business of running the campground and what will be the best way for the town to approach that should the sale be voted positively. And then there's another group working on communication and outreach and keeping people informed. I can send you, well, there's a draft press release. I think the select board is going to vote on it Friday night. If they do, then we'll send it out to you. So you'll have those basic details. Gary, anything more from the partnership?
The partnership is continuing to look at multifamily zoning and whether we can make amendments or recommendations to that bylaw for next year's town meeting. And leading that effort is Jan Morrissey, who's our representative from the Zoning Board of Appeals.
Great. Do you want to say, do you feel like the Housing Angels benefit, the date change is firm? Or you want to wait till after meetings you have?
Just, I'll comment on it, and I think I have to wait until what the committee decides, but we have a date of August 7th to do a concert in support of housing And it turns out that there is a big due at
Payment.
Payment, thank you, on the same night. So we're thinking of changing it to the 8th. I have a question, Elaine, maybe, or members. So you think, should we change it to the 8th or another date completely? Like, is having it the next night, will we still draw a crowd? Will still draw a crowd for Sunday night?
I think so.
It's so the bet for everyone's benefit, Janet. This is a program we did last year with great success, and we're going to do it again this year at WAP.
Great.
Right. Hope to raise both consciousness and some money.
Okay.
It features the Narrowland String Band, which happens to be headed by someone named Stephen.
That's my husband, Janet.
Oh, all in the family. Wonderful.
Yeah. And friends. It will include and friends. We had many wonderful nights at the tavern at the Inn at Duck Creek back in the early mid 1980s with them playing and real community gathering space. So it should be fun.
Sarah, do you know whether the inn is going to continue that tradition, or what's happening with that, the tavern?
I hope, can you guys hear me? My,
Yes.
oh, okay, good. Okay, perfect. My phone switched into safe driving mode and I'm not in my car, so I don't really know why. But here I be. So Trudy, I don't know if you guys know this, but the Fox and the Crow is moving into the Well, and they're or the old tavern, I should say, and they are.
Oh, great.
Yeah, they're intending to be there year round. Trudy's really excited about it, and I think it's all very public now. I wouldn't say, but I think everybody that I've heard from is sort of excited to revive that place. I have memories like Elaine's of being there in the 80s. And how wonderful it was. So I think if that can become a real year-round meeting place for everybody, that would be so wonderful.
Yeah. Do you know who bought it, Sarah?
You know, I don't know. I just know that it closed recently, and I don't know the names of the people, but just that everybody that I've spoken to that knows them has been sort of very positive about their plans for it, and feeling like it's going to be good for the town. So but I don't actually know who they are or anything.
Well, that's
But-
great.
And
Yeah.
this is,
Trudy's
this
hoping
event
to
is going
open
from the
soon.
7th to the 8th. Is that what people just said?
Well, it hasn't been decided yet, but that's
Because the 8th is a Monday, right?
Yes.
August.
So
Oh,
meaning-
it's a Monday night. Oh,
Yeah,
The 7th is Sunday
right.
and the 8th is Monday.
so do you think?
I think Monday's a great night.
You think Monday night is a great night?
Sure, summertime.
Yeah, because people arrive on Saturday, so Monday might even be better than Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
we
when-
did it on a Thursday last year. There's no difference between Monday and Thursday, I don't think.
In August in Wellfleet, there's no difference.
August,
Right.
it doesn't
August
matter,
August
right?
is the word, Gary. 7th or
Yeah.
8th doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it was a Monday night in February, it'd be a different story. So I hate to say this, you guys, I've got to run just to an appointment, but I just looked at all of those articles. I read them all, and I don't, you were absolutely right, Gary. Looking at the language doesn't make it any clearer to me, but I think that I am in favor of all of our efforts to raise money for housing, and I sort of trust that the select board must have looked at this quite thoughtfully and carefully, correct? So I am comfortable recommending all of these articles if we want to proceed with that.
Well, maybe for expediency, we still have that as an open thing. Can we take the vote, Elaine?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, that's what I was
yep.
gonna say. Yeah.
So I'll move to recommend Article 4. We had the vote. I had recommended it. Richard had seconded it.
All those in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
4-0. Okay, great.
And
There.
thank you for
Wonderful.
bearing with me on
Thank you,
that.
Barbara.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think we're done. Our next regular meeting is June 2nd.
I won't be here.
You won't be here?
No, but you don't need.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
If
And,
you make it the following week, I'm back. So
okay, all right. Could people do that would be June 9th?
I think so.
Can we say our next meeting will be June 9th?
I think that's okay. Let's go with June 9th.
Okay, maybe we'll have heard something about Janet by then too. But thank you for attending. It's great. that
Yeah,
you-
no, it's good. Helps me learn.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you, everybody. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Enjoy the day,
Bye.
everyone.
bye-bye.
Bye.